Awesome. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you guys so much for jumping on our Power Hour. I just wanted to start with a quick little motivational tip, and it was something that Genevieve mentioned, and I loved it. So we always talk about like magic day for the last day of the month and magic week. And it really got me thinking about there really isn't a whole lot of magic in it, except for the small steps that we take every single day leading up to that, right? So if you enrolled 3 or you enrolled 6, or even if you enrolled 1, that result was related to all of the seeds that had been planted the day before, the week before, the month before, the years before, right? The adding value, expanding your network, increasing your influence with people. So I want you to try to think about, and this was something that was super helpful for me. Like if I get frustrated with not achieving something that I was hoping for, how often I turn it to an outside, like wanting to make an excuse for, well, why I didn't reach that or have that result. And ultimately the finger points back at myself. I'm like, well, I don't have anybody to follow up with because I wasn't planting the seeds 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Right. And I looked back the months that I've had 3, 6, 9, there was 1 month last year. I think I ended up adding like 12 or 13 VIPs in 1 month. And it was like, well, I was having more conversations. I was asking more questions. I was doing the things that equaled having, enough people to follow up with at the end of the month. So I just want that to be an encouragement to you, because a lot of times our brains can trick us into kind of that self-sabotage. And I've told you before, I'm super good at pity parties. So I can get to the end of the month and start seeing like everybody else, having wins and celebrating things. And I start to feel like this, turmoil. And then I'm like, well, Sarah, you can't be mad at the results you're not getting from the work you didn't do. Right? So I am loving that we are really sticking to this winning the day, because I feel like every week that goes by, now when I sit down, I refer to the sheet less and less, because it's becoming something that I'm like, this is just what we do. We add value, we engage, we ask really good questions, we start conversations, we move people to the next steps. I mean, it's just becoming part of what we can do. So today I am going to turn it over to the beautiful. I was second guessing myself, and I've talked myself into circles because it's so important for me to say your name the right way. And I want to say Shana, and then I'm like, no, but it could be Shana. But then I want you, all I care about is your beautiful smile that always lights up social media. So I'm going to let you take it away, and we are going to get to work on Thursday. That's exactly, see, I knew that, Jennifer, but I second guessed myself. Put the W in my brain, and it's always going to be Shana. So take it away, my friend.
Thank you. This might help you. If you remember watching the Brady Bunch, or even, I think there was a group that I don't remember, but someone's told me, Shana. Okay. That is how people can sometimes remember how to say my name, like that. Shana na 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 na. Right?
There you go. Yeah. There you go. And that's perfect. I love it. And just so you guys know, I feel like using somebody's name is step 1. Eye contact, smile, and using somebody's name. And it's just one of those things, so Shana, I will never forget now, but like I said, your smile cancels everything. So it's all good. So I'm going to let you help us today. Thank you for taking it away.
Of course. So I love that you started off talking about sowing seeds. I know that's one of the steps, but that has been kind of a theme for me in the last few weeks. And so I want to share with you guys a little bit about that, because when we sow seeds, that sowing seeds means that we're putting a thought into someone's mind, right? And we in this business know what residual income is, right? Residual income is like we work, we sow the seeds, and then eventually we see some of those seeds being multiplied by other workers, and then we get to benefit residually off of work that we've done, and then we keep doing that work, and that it all yields to more residual, right? But let's also shift our thinking, because sometimes we can get focused on the income. We can get focused on did I see my points go up? And then we see our points went down. Oh no, my points went down. And it's not working, right? Like in our minds, we can convince ourselves that something isn't right and that we're not doing the right thing. But the question I want you guys to think about is, am I working to make an impact? Because the impact that you can make today can yield residual impact. And that residual impact can turn into residual income as well, right? So what I'd like for everyone to do is, if you can think for a second, I'm going to share for a little bit, and then we're going to go into the winning day. Can you share a compliment that someone has given to you? Any compliment. If you could comment with 1 or 2 compliments that you have received. I will tell you that I used to be very, it was hard for me to receive a compliment where someone would say, oh, you're pretty. And you're like, no, I'm not. Like, that was my response, right? Okay, no, you're pretty, right? Like, it was just always awkward until someone called me out on it and said, if someone tells you something nice, you should say thank you, right? So it's hard, but I will tell you that when you say thank you, that activates something in your brain too, okay? You have beautiful green eyes. You are so strong. You are so good at teaching. Master bread maker. You inspire me. You have no idea how much you encourage me daily. Amazing hair, great trainer. Okay. When you hear those things about yourself, and I ask you to like share a compliment, you probably also remember some of the people that said those things to you, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, someone once told me that. I don't know who it was, but I have great hair, right? Like, you can picture the person saying that to you. Now, this is super powerful. I will also say that there are words that have been shared with me that I can remember who said them, and they were mean, right? Right? You can remember that. And you probably really remember the people that have said the opposite of those comments to you, right? Someone says, she's ugly, right? And then someone else tells you, she's beautiful. Statements are super powerful. Statements like that. You have great hair, super powerful, okay? But on the other side, we've learned that questions are even more impactful. And Sarah just talked about asking questions, right? You need to lose a few pounds by summer. Ooh, they said that to you, girl? Karen, do you know how strong that girl is? Okay. But people say such things. You don't have any friends. I'm going to share a story with you. It's going to be super brief, but I will tell you, this was said to me in kindergarten. Maybe you've heard me share this before. Not even kindergarten, it was like before, it was preschool. We're playing tag and we're running around, and there was a little boy there that was visiting the preschool whose younger sister was there, right? He was like an older boy. All the little girls thought he was so cute, said, I'm going to marry Aaron when I grow up. Like, everyone thought he was so cute. And we were playing tag, and he was going to get me. And I was like running, and that like, he's going to get me. And he went to reach for me, and someone said, don't touch her. You're going to turn brown. And then that was the first time in my life that I will never forget it. I still remember Aaron's name. I don't remember who said it to me, but I remember freezing and being like, they think the brown comes off? Oh, there aren't really other brown people here. I'm different. It was the first time, I mean, I always knew that I was brown, right? But like, I never realized that people could see me as different. And you guys, that had been carried with me for so long. I remember the memory, but it wasn't until very recently that I felt, whoa. Ever since then, I've been trying to fit in, right? So when someone comes to me and says, wow, I remember years later, my friend's mom told me, she's like, you don't even have to wear eyeshadow. You have like a natural eyeshadow. You don't even, and I was like a little kid, I was like 12 years old. I was like, what? Right? She's like, your color is so beautiful. I'll never forget that Mrs. Cruz said that to me. Right? So it is very important for us to build people up, because one, that will help them, remember us, right? But two, you guys, like, isn't that our job? Like as human beings, to build each other up and help each other be stronger, right? So we don't see a lot of that. We don't see a lot of that. And we need to see more of that, especially on social media, but also in a world where lots of people are on social media all the time in our conversations. Okay. So I want you guys to consider taking compliments to another level by asking people questions along with those compliments. Okay. When someone says, wow, Sarah, you've got great shoulders, right? Wow. She feels good, right? Wow, Sarah, you have really great shoulders. Has anyone else said that to you? Her brain's gonna go, yeah, Jen Leaf tells me that all the time. And my husband said something about my shoulders the other day. Hold up. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I might actually have great shoulders. Right? Like your brain starts to dig for proof and evidence and things like that. So what if you could do that for someone today? We don't want to be ghosted, right? We don't like to reach out and be like, hey, you want to come to this event? And no one responds. It feels really good for us to pour into someone's lives and then to hear back from them, especially if it's like, you just blessed me today, right? Oh my gosh, now you got me thinking I should do some more push-ups now because yeah, you're right. My shoulders are looking good, right? It makes people feel good. So as you're going through, think about that. When you sow seed, when you like people's posts, when you comment on their posts, maybe comment on their post publicly and then send them a message, and follow up and ask them a question that makes them see the value that you see in them. When you reach out to prospects that you see yourself building a business with, ask them questions that you see. If you see beauty in them, if you see that they're great at posting, if you see they've got amazing influence, if you learn from them because of the way they post, tell them that and ask them if they realize, like, you probably don't realize this about me, but did you know that when I see your posts, I can't help but smile because your smile comes right through the screen, right? So think about that as you're going through the steps. And let's start working through by sowing seeds for later and loving on people that have not yet joined us. Okay.
Live your life in a cow. All right, Sam, but you shouldn't have come back. I think the girls can help me. How many times was my father going to quit? Every morning get breakfast since the cattle pig. Every night when it came in, I couldn't believe it.
Hey guys, I'm going to mute everybody, but while we do the winning day, just so you know, there's a few of you that we can hear. Just FYI.
Going to attend a little.
Hey, so I wanted to share too. I set up a timer on an app called intervaltimer.com. I can use it now if we want to take the winning day and break it up into like it's a 2 hour winning day, right? So we split it up. We could make it into like a third of that, so that we could do 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But if you guys want me to do that, we can do that. But I can also just send you guys the link too, so you have it. It's like a workout interval timer that I just converted to do my IPA. So I'm gonna drop that in the comments. And then if you guys want me to like say, okay, everyone stop, we're gonna go to the next thing, we can. But it looks like normally we just kind of do our own thing in here, right? When it comes time to invite people, you guys, don't forget that we still have Why Plexus Why Now calls. Okay, you don't have to run your own events. You can use the ones that corporate has with really great speakers in them. So I'm going to drop a link here for the Help Center article on Why Plexus Why Now, so that you guys have it, so that you can register and that you have the link. Okay.
Hey guys, I wanted to give one more idea or suggestion for the last 10 minutes as we are working. Anita, I love your idea. I will work with Jennifer to see if we can do a winning the day slide so that when we're working on Thursdays, that can just be like what's up on the screen. I think that's a great idea. I have not thought of that before. Jennifer is the brilliant Canva person. I guess I could just pull up that sheet. It just didn't look like it was pulling up the right way. But the middle section that says move people to the next step in the relationship, and it gives 60 minutes. If you're going to really sit down and work your business, this is the bulk of where I feel like I am doing a lot of reflecting and evaluating, and that's where I've been dropping the ball. So you guys have heard me talk over and over and over again about the importance of keeping lists and names and where you are in the conversation with whoever, whether it's people that's on your dream team list that you haven't talked to yet, people who have said they're interested and have not ordered yet, people who have ordered and you need to get them started on their products, people who are 1 month in and have not made their first post, people who have made their first post and didn't get any interest, and now you need to reevaluate their goals and what they want. I could literally give you 100 topics for where there needs to be names with lists, because when you sit down and say, on winning the day, it says move people to the next step in the relationship. That is where the work is happening behind the scenes. That's the stuff that you don't see on social media. That's the stuff that you don't see on Instagram. That's where we are in the trenches with our new VIPs, level 1 business builders, all of the people. And I want you to hear me on this. If you don't know what the next step is, or know what the next step is, but are waiting for somebody else to help you take it, that is where I'm going to just put it on me, where I have admitted where I'm like, well, there isn't a Y Plexus call today. Well, guess what? I can throw together a 15-minute messenger event and start inviting my own people. Well, my upline isn't going to do a Zoom for me. Guess what? That's a really, really good time for you to invite somebody to a Zoom and practice, right? And it can be just a 3-way chat or a whatever. I want you to lean into this specific section of moving people to the next step, because a lot of the frustration and what is the work that I'm needing to do may come with, like I shared with you guys last week when Brianne Coolidge had a gal who had higher PV, and she was like, hey, I noticed you're loving your products. I pride myself in helping my team issue for them to stop their health journey. Would you be open to chatting about using your referral link and getting some bonuses coming your way so you can keep ordering these products? That one conversation for her equaled a Fast Start Silver, who then went on to sign 7 people that week. And that's what it means, moving somebody to the next step in that relationship. Had she never asked, that conversation would have never happened, and you would not have had that little spark that, blossomed from that conversation. So, and it could be that you've got a senior gold, and the next step is, hey, have we mapped Ruby? Who are we talking to? What do we need to do? Who needs an event? All of those things. So if something feels slow and you're waiting for somebody to do something for you, I want to really encourage and inspire and motivate you guys. Just go to either your team, your sponsor upline's team page. There's probably a 15-minute messenger event template. If not, there's tons of groups where you can pull some posts and ideas. I've had one where it's just like, there was one gal, she made her first post. She had 10 people who were interested. We were like, how do we answer all these questions? We put all of those 10 people in a quick chat. We shared 3 testimonies. We answered questions, shared the referral link, and boom, like that was it. So I want you guys to really, really, really be thinking, yes, Vicki, so this is something that I'm really working on. This conversation is one that I am not having enough. So having it be part of, even with the enrollment process, I don't want finances to get in the way of your health journey. I really pride myself in helping people get their products paid for. Would you be open to hearing about how we can make that possible for you? And then you can just share with them. However that looks for you. If you think you've got a really blue personality, someone who's like going to go all in because she can go shopping at Lulu for her $150 gift card, or letting them know, hey, this can be a business. And if we get you your first 3 people, you are going to get some commissions coming in. And I'll talk to you about, bonuses and rank ups and all of that. Just opening that conversation though, of we don't want finances to be a reason that you stop your health journey. How many of you have had somebody order a welcome pack and then never order anything ever again, right? Because we beg them and convince them, and we're like, I'm going to give you a coupon, and then I'm going to give you $10 off, and then I'm going to give you an Amazon gift card. And we like get them into this mentality of trying to make it super cheap and easy for them. And then we're shocked that they don't want to do anything the next month, right? I came in for $39.95 with 0 coupon code. And that's how I started my business. And I've never looked back. And we sold and shared and, exploded our teams with 0 incentives, 0 coupons, 0 discounts, because what we have is valuable. If you're starting a franchise, you're like 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand just to even take a look at it, right? We don't have overhead. We don't have to stock inventory. Like what we have is already a tremendous value. So make sure not to cheapen that by just, begging people to get in for the lowest possible price, but saying, listen, I can show you how to do this. So moving people to the next step of their relationship. Make sure you guys know who you're talking to, who you want to be talking to, what conversations you're having. And then what that next thing. And if you do not have, y'all should see, this is just what I'm currently referring to on my desk right now. If you do not have this book, it truly is magic. And he is going to be back. Phil Jones is going to be back on our next Saturday book club. I literally am like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Well, I bet if you're like me, like literally the conversation starters, it's all written right here in its magic words, and it restarts conversations. So if I have a team member who's like, I don't know what to say, I'm like, oh, look, if I will you, that's one of my favorites. Like I literally just pull that out. I'm like, well, which chapter works? And so we do that. So if you're not reading and learning and growing, I challenge you to do that. So anyway, I took up Shana, I took up the last 6 minutes or so of that. But just for a recap, and like I said, I'm sorry that we had some new people on. So Mondays, we're really focusing on motivation and giving some good insight and tips and what we've got going on. Thursdays is more of this, we know what to do. And work with Jennifer to see if we can get that winning the day, just so that's something that's up here so that we can kind of go through our checklist and make sure that we are getting stuff done. Shana, you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
No, thank you.
You did great. I loved it. And we're going to probably start doing some more of that too. I loved your story, and truly be that person that might be the only one who offered an encouraging word, eye contact, a smile, and a true compliment or a genuine encouragement. My husband has some stories that'll make you literally one sentence that has changed the course and direction of his entire life. Those key people who planted that seed and shared that kind word and just saying, I believe in you. I think this is something that you can do. So that's a great thing. So thanks guys for jumping on. Set those February goals. Rock and roll with what you want, convention contest wise. Lululemon, if you don't want that card, you've probably either got a wife or a daughter who wants that card. I'm going all in. Like, I want $300. I could win under John's account and my account just so we can go shopping. So let's front load this month, right? It's a short month. There's none of this wait until the 31st to see what's going to happen. So the first 2 weeks, get subscriptions moved, get all those orders in, rocking and rolling so that we're not surprised, because every February only has the same number of days, right? We're always surprised when it's like, wait, it's the 28th. What happened to the month? So thanks guys for jumping on. We'll talk to you later.